Yeah, it's me. Hey everyone, hey. Alright, well today, I am going to be going through probably one of my favorite things. One of my favorite things that I've seen that AI has created. Oh, wonderful AI. Like bots creating news stories and write-ups. AI journalism in general is hilarious. If you haven't read any AI journalism, please do yourself a favor and try to read it. Emphasis on try to read it. Does Jake dead or alive? As per our current database, Jake Munro is still alive. Much to our efforts to end it. But AI has tried to do something else recently. Yes, it has tried to take yet another job from human beings. And it has tried to remove the job, if you could call it that. I don't know who's paying these people to do this. Inspirational quotes. It is trying to remove human beings from having to do inspirational quotes. Now AI can do it. Now we don't have to. Now we can pay a robot. Pay a robot to do that. You don't pay robots. Robots just do it. In fact, the lack of paying is the whole point. That's the issue. I don't know if you guys frequent Twitter. If you don't, please do. I happen to be on there. That is where I post stuff, right? I know a lot of you boomers like to post on Facebook, but Facebook is pure evil. Instead, I post on Twitter, which as everybody knows is the most altruistic of all social media. It's not. It's social media. It's intrinsically evil. So yes, please go follow me on Twitter. I am on Twitter. Please follow me on there, please. But it's been making its rounds on Twitter, no doubt. It's been making the rounds on Reddit as well, seeing as Reddit claims that it gets everything first. But who am I to doubt that? I don't use Reddit, ever. Unless I'm trying to figure out why a piece of software or hardware is doing a certain thing. In which case, all of the forums on there and threads are very helpful. Thank you, Reddit. Also, thanks to the Grumps, thank you for r/titty drop. Check it out. It's just all day titties dropping. It never stops. Check it out. Don't. But yes, basically what it is an AI, it is an algorithm that generates inspirational quotations along with a random image to go along with it, a wistful image to go along with a very vague inspirational quote, which honestly, if you dig a little bit, is kind of stupid. Yes, it's actually just as inane, just as asinine, just as shallow as the human-made inspirational quotes. Thank you, AI. Thank you, Inspirobot, for adding more value. In fact, adding actual value to inspirational quotes and slogans alike. So without further ado, let's go and check these out. Some of them are just so stupid. And here we are. I'm Inspirobot. I'm an artificial intelligence dedicated to generating unlimited amounts of unique inspirational quotes for endless enrichment of pointless human existence. Oh, really providing a service here. Thank you so much, Inspirobot. Doing the Lord's work. Actually, no, doing the Lord's work is murdering entire countries of people, so. Read the Bible. Read the Bible, all Roman history. Read any of it. But you know, that's where we get morality from, right? Okay. Generate! Don't prepare to die. Why not just expose yourself in public? And we start off with a gem. With absolute gold. Gold and gem and coins. Just valuable commodities. Don't prepare to die. Why not just expose yourself in public? I don't know how exposing yourself in public could somehow... Is the death impending? Is the death imminent? If it's not, then yes, I guess you could just expose yourself in public to get over, you know, the existential crisis of preparing to die. This is why I'm here, folks. I'm here to decipher the crap. Why not just expose yourself in public? Rule 6. I love the arbitrary number. Investigate the pictures, not the wind. I'm trying to contextualize that. Because, you know, a lot of sentences, sometimes, you know, they don't make sense unless you contextualize it, right? Unless you can figure it out, right? Investigate the pictures, not the wind. Nope, no idea. Though, I gotta say, it actually did pick a relatively relevant picture. She is obviously being carried away by the wind. I bet that's why. I bet she didn't investigate the pictures. That's why she's blowing away. We figured it out. The context was in the picture. With unchanging people come unchanging anxieties. Yeah, I mean, sure. If you don't change anything, you'll always be worried about the same things. Do you know what? Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. We got it. Figured it out. Thank you, Inspirobot, for a little bit of, you know, wisdom that makes sense right off the bat. Always believe in youth. Do you know what? Yeah, that's another one, straight off the bat. Absolutely. Gen Z kids, you know, they're a worrisome bunch, and they have a lot to be worried about. Things are very difficult these days. Things are very hard these days. Things are very divisive these days. Never had such a clear map of what discerns you as good or bad. Never has the punishment for being perceived as problematic ever been so self-righteous. So the current youth, Gen Z kids, and you're probably wondering, what comes after Gen Z? Because I sure wondered that. And do you know what comes after Gen Z? Generation Alpha. No joke. Damn, it's gonna be the most alpha generation there ever was. Generation Alpha. You think Gen Z kids are woke? You have no idea. Generation Alpha kids are gonna show you the definition of being offended over nothing. Although hopefully, as Generation Alpha matures, hopefully we can see the end of the Republican Party. Perhaps redundancy is in its future? I can see that happening. Frighten a model if you encounter one on the street. Why? For why? How would you know? I mean, you would just literally be like frightening attractive strangers. Not everyone attractive is a model, right? And what do I mean by that? That's an ambiguous statement. Does he mean that not all models are attractive? Or does he mean not everyone who is attractive is a model? Could be perceived either way. Like, for example, I post tri-weekly. Based on context, you know that means 3 times a week. But without context, that could be every 3 weeks. Rule number 6. One day, you will be powerful. We have another rule 6. There are 2 rule 6s, and they are both very, very different. Who is the powerful one in this situation? In this smut that we find ourselves face to face with? I'm gonna assume it's the guy, considering getting that sweet V is considered a power move. Double standard. But let's not focus on the inequalities of gender politics right now, shall we? Stop pork like you mean it. I feel like people who try and stop pork are doing it meaningfully. I don't think anyone's phoning it in. We cannot change the world through excluding each other. We can just change the world through caring about ourselves. I need to read that again. I need to try and focus. It's one of those sentences, paragraphs, I guess, that it sounds like it makes sense, but it doesn't really. We cannot change the world through excluding each other. We can just change the world through caring about ourselves. I mean, that's not even true. Adolescence is just the wind in a bottle. Nani! Betrayals are just tears lobotomizing you. What? What if spankings are spankings? Because we've all been here before. What? Why is there a grown man? Did he just get spanked? What did you do, sir? What if spankings are spankings because we've all been here before? What? What is... it's trying to insinuate that the word spanking somehow has some correlation to being somewhere multiple times, both figuratively and physically. But spanking only has one meaning, right? To spank. It's a verb. I'm sorry. Does this say what I think it says? No. Yep, that absolutely says no bestiality, no meaning. You okay, Inspirobot? You trying to tell us something? With weak strength comes weak marriage. Is that an oxymoron? A lover's infidelity can be God trying to tell you that existence is a future. That sentence makes about as much sense as God inspiring infidelity to teach you something, and killing kids, and creating disease, and killing your loved ones, and making you homeless. Man, God teaches a lot of really hard lessons, huh? God, if I didn't know any better, it's almost as if everything just happens at random, and that we're assigning meaning to these events to explain the chaos. Most people become parents because they do not want to be alone. Scathing. Just get a cat. If you can believe in history, you can abuse the government. Yeah. I mean, let's just say the government had some growing pains. The self is the logical conclusion to the physical manifestation of the inevitable. And then a picture of a dog in a blanket. What are you trying to say? The self. Okay, so self-awareness, perhaps, is the logical conclusion to the physical manifestation of the inevitable. It's pretty vague. right? So spot on then for an inspirational quote. Let's just talk about that for just 1 second. Let's see. The self, right? Self-realization, self-actualization is the logical conclusion to the physical manifestation of the inevitable, and inevitability being death. And the physical manifestation would be you realizing that you are going to die. Is that making any sense? Kind of... What? Alcoholic beverages are going to intensify your orgasms. Not true, sir. That is a falsified claim. That is a farce. That is untrue. A fabrication. Teenagers think they're all that and a bag of chips. I mean, they do. All that and a bag of chips, by the way, British colloquialism. I think maybe even Australia, but yeah, definitely British colloquialism. I don't know if America has it. I don't know if they do. In fact, just to clean up the comments section, I'm gonna Google it and then I'm gonna explain. Because otherwise, there'll be people from every state in America saying that we say it here, we don't say it here. I heard it once at school. All that and a bag of chips origin. In the mid-90s, people started using all that in a bag of chips to mean good plus extra. The online slang dictionary suggests that the phrase may also be used to announce your superiority over someone who is already all that. As in, you're all that, but I'm all that and a bag of chips. Is 90s slang? But where is it from? Oh, look at that. I think this actually might be an American terminology. Wow, look at that. Even I learned something today. This phrase is credited to Subway. It's credited to Subway? The very first Subway shop was named Pete's in honor of Peter Buck, who partnered with Fred DeLuca. The shop offered freshly baked bread with a variety of cold cuts and condiments for a bargain price. A bag of chips was included in the price, so you got all that and a bag of chips. I somehow doubt this. I doubt this claim. I'm doubtful. I'm a doubtful Thomas. I'm fingering the wound of this claim. Is this a real stab wound, Jesus? I have my doubts and my name is Thomas. Hotidioms.com. Well, as with a lot of origins of phrases, it is ambiguous and all over the place and hard to find a definitive answer, so... Yeah, pretty on brand. We cannot solve our problems by erasing ourselves. We can only solve our problems by terrifying ourselves. Oh, that can go down some dark rabbit holes, but I'm not going to pursue those right now. I hope we all feel a little more inspired today, a little more awake or woke, as colloquialisms go. Ah, yes, the zeitgeist of language forever changing. It is a constant learning curve. So go, fly. Use your newfound inspiration and lease on life to create, to achieve, to progress, to change, or realize that you're perfect the way you are. Anyway, guys, I had a great day today because I made it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay? Goodbye.